Player props. Let's get into it. Very simple stuff for me. NBA, just digging in. And there are some great markets about just specific players to average, essentially benchmarks, right? So statistical benchmarks for specific players. There's a great little market. I think Bet365 have this. Essentially 6 assists a game this year.
I might have to have a look at that.
I was unable to multi them up, but still just a couple of good little looks. $1.47 for Ben Simmons. Box Hill Benny, he's back. Went very early in my fantasy draft last night that contained 20 Australians, so it wasn't a giant surprise that he went early, but it was a bit of a surprise that wasn't me. I was kind of like sneaky. Let's see how we go. But 6 assists. Look, this is a Brooklyn Nets team that needs basically just ball handling.
Pass it off,
Floor general. They don't need him to score. It's like just hit Mikal Bridges, hit Cam Johnson, hit Spencer Dinwiddie when he's not having a sook about not having the ball in his hand.
True.
And away you go. $1.47, it feels a little bit underpriced for me. So I was like, love it. Just as a straight up bet, $1.47. If you can eventually multi that or at least find it somewhere where you can have like that benchmark for Simo, away you go. Because I think 6 is basically his floor, right? Like as long as he's playing over 26, 27, 28 minutes a game.
Should be getting at least 8,
Hopefully he's up to that by the halfway through the season. He's back up to like 36 minutes a game and averaging 10 assists a game.
True.
So you can start at 6. You can probably eke that up to 7 or 8. The prices get a lot better. One I do like for 8 is LaMelo Ball. I think he is, as long as he stays healthy, obviously, it doesn't really matter for this, as long as he hits the benchmark for how many games you need to play. $1.54 for 8 assists a game for LaMelo Ball. I love this because it's basically him, Terry Rouse, and not much else in Charlotte. Who knows what's going to happen with Miles Bridges and Gordie Hayward sort of off the bench, whatever role he's actually going to play. Actually, without Miles Bridges, he might start again.
He might have to start,
LaMelo should be a triple-double threat, game in, game out, I reckon. Big 6-7 point guard, loves it. And a couple of other ones for the 6 assists a game that are just basic locks for me. Scoot Henderson, $1.28, and Josh Giddey $1.43. So you could almost double up on the Giddey and Simo. 6 assists and make an all-Aussie multi. That'll get you around $2. So, a couple of other little ones. Trae Young, $2.75 to average 28 points a game, stats guy.
That's better. That's much better odds than I thought it would be. Wow.
I was absolutely flabbergasted because I think you've got no John Collins at a tall cocktail there in Atlanta anymore. And you sort of think about Trae. He averaged 26 last year, but he averaged 28.4 the year before that. Obviously, DeJounte Murray sort of comes in, eats into a little bit of that points total. But I think to just go over 28, basically bounce back to a year and a half ago, feels great for $2.75.
That's awesome.
Love that a bit. And there'll be a rash more of the statistical milestones that we'll have on tomorrow's show just ahead of that. And we'll actually have an NBA Australia go up today as well. That'll have some of the dumb big NBA Australia awards. Actually, I think Monday's show might be the actual awards. And then tomorrow, right into the season, the dumb NBA Australia one. So might even have some more statistical stuff in there. Tomorrow, though, we also have the NFL. For Monday Night Football, you've got the Niners in Minnesota to take on the Vikings. A weird game because Minnesota have been not great, but at the same time, they're at home where traditionally they've been pretty tough. They're playing a Niners team that finally lost last week, which was Brock Purdy's first ever regular season loss. He's now 10-1.
Really? Jeez.
Oh, tear it down. Chaos.
That's crazy.
It's done. Well, I watched Mac Jones throw for like actual passes today and I was beside myself. I'm like, what are you doing now, Mac? Come on, man. You're meant to be tanking to get your replacement in because you stink. And then he plays well and you're like,
what are you doing?
This is just making me angrier. Anyway, tomorrow, though, for this Niners team, no Deebo Samuel. Christian McCaffrey is likely to go dealing with an oblique. He's scored, I think it's now 14 straight games. So it might even be 15. But I think this is where you just go, right, well, we'll just throw it to the other big guy, George Kittle. We did it 2 weeks ago when we gave him 3 touchdowns and it was awesome against Dallas. But if you've got a hobbled McCaffrey, you've got no Deebo. This is a Minnesota team that allows like the 17th or 18th most passing yards as well because they do love a blitz. This is the thing. They love a blitz stats guy. So this is just Purdy dumping off passes time after time after time to Kittle, especially if McCaffrey, who you probably think about him dumping it off to first, he might just go a little bit, right, I don't want to like run Christian into some trouble. Here we go, George, bang, finds a big fella.
Perfect.
45 yards and an anytime touchdown is $4.50. It's amazing. For the amount of times that he could get targeted in this game, that's chaos to me. Over 48.5 yards, that's his over-under. You could go over that as well. And an anytime touchdown for there, that's $4.68. My favorite, though, $13 for George Kittle to score twice. Not only do I need him to do that in fantasy for me to get past my NFL Australia co-host, Gaz.
Oh, that's a big matchup.
It'd be a great matchup, actually, as well, if Kittle can get me over the line, because I am ST ruggling. But Kittle, anytime touchdown is like one of my favorite looks this week. $13 for $2. $13 for 2 touchdowns as well. Feels pretty good. And if you don't even like George Kittle, just go Brandon Ayuk, the other guy. That's right, the other big wide receiver for the Niners. Anytime touchdown for him is just $2.70 straight up. If you want to sort of balance it out and go, maybe Kittle's the dump-off guy, but Ayuk gets in, $2.70. Why not both? Just saying, raise the kid up. Anytime touchdown and 75-plus yards for Ayuk is also $4.50. So
awesome.
It's kind of pick your poison. Which one do you like the most? I prefer Kittle. Kittle basically because he's on my fantasy team, so I like also that. But against tight ends, I think the Minnesota rush, pass rush, and the blitzing that they'll do will leave Kittle a little bit more open. So there's a couple of really good NFL looks tomorrow.
Awesome.
Flip side for Vikings, I just don't trust any of their offensive players. So spoiler alert, I'm going to go back to the Niners in a second. Stats guy, what's your player prop?
Back to the EPL, as I mentioned before. Matchweek 9 ends tomorrow morning with another London derby. It's been the derby weekend. Tottenham taking on Fulham. Tottenham, if they win, they go back to the top of the table. They're undefeated, which has been absolutely awesome under Ange. Ange recruited James Maddison, who I'm going to talk about. He's had an awesome start coming over from Leicester. He's second in the league at the moment with 5 assists in the assist column, 5 assists in 8 games, sorry.
It's almost like Ange Ball's working. It
is, yeah. They've been absolutely awesome. Ange Ball is it's so much fun to watch, so attacking. And James Maddison, every time they go and attack, they just give him the ball. And he's been the perfect pairing with Heung-min Son. Everyone thought Sonny and Kane it's technically, statistically, the best duo ever in the Premier League. And then the Kane went away, and they were just like, oh, Maddison just slotted in nicely right in there, and it's been awesome watching them two play together. Yeah, second most assists in the league, as I mentioned. But the big stat here is against Fulham. He loves dominating against Fulham, Maddison. He had a goal and assist last time they played, and he's got an assist in 3 of the last 4 matches he's played against them. So anytime assists for a guy that they just go through him every single time. $3 I really like. I know that's really short. Usually your assist markets are $4 or $5 at the very least. But he's just in incredible form, and I think Sonny's going to finish one. Sonny as well, $2.10 to score. I think it's inevitable when Tottenham are playing at home. And $4.75, I think, for him to score first as well. But the main one I'm leaning towards is Maddison, just to get an assist at $3.
Nice one. Can we multi that up so he's got the anytime assist to Sonny? And
that would be cool. I'll have to get a multi going. I might have to do that later in the show. I'll get that going.
I'm just saying, that'd be the most amazing. Nailed it, bang.
To be fair, I reckon he's got 5 assists. He's probably 3 of them are probably to Son. So I'll have to I'll multi that up after. I reckon I'll have a look at it.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.